the same heading in our copy also. So we know that atmosphere is made up of large number of substances. Major component of atmosphere is major component. Major component we can say that it is nitrogen. And besides that, oxygen is there, carbon dioxide is there, helium is there, water vapor is there. So some other components are also present. Besides that, atmosphere contains tiny droplets of water, smoke particle, dust particle, smoke particle means carbon particles. So these all different type of substances are also present in the atmosphere. Okay, but when we consider air, air means you know that atmosphere, we have air throughout. Whatever be the components of air throughout the atmosphere, air is there. And when we consider air, you know that in different layers of atmosphere, the air is present in different proportion. Different proportion means in the sense we have learned that when we are moving above, means going higher in the altitude, the amount of oxygen gets reduced. What does it mean? The atmosphere, the component, the ratio of air which is present in the atmosphere is not same in everywhere. It varies. So we can say that different layers are there. In these different layers, the atmosphere containing different components. We can also say that the temperature of different layers are different. Temperature, simple temperature like troposphere, lithosphere, stratosphere, ionosphere. Temperature is also different. So in general, we can say that when we consider the optical property of air, denser denser air means what? The cool air is called. Cooler air means air or the atmosphere with less temperature, low temperature. It is considered as a optically denser part, denser. And the warm air means where the temperature is little more. We can say that it is considered as a optically rarer medium. I hope you understood the meaning of the term optically denser and optically rarer. Optically denser means where the speed of light is. Exactly. This is the exact meaning. But here we want to discuss only the optical aspect. Optical aspect in relation with the speed of light. So speed of light is less in cool air as compared to that of hot air, isn't it? Is it correct? It is there. So cooler air, hot air is cooler, hot air is optically rarer. So that means hot air means its weight is less. You know that when heating will be taking place, the air component or the gaseous component present in the air will be loose. There is no such particle. So when we burning, it undergo expansion. When we heating, it undergo expansion. Because of that, the speed of light is more, in which case hot air. Okay, and got it? Correct. So in this way, we can say that even though there is one atmosphere is there, air is present everywhere, the atmosphere is exist in the form of different layers. Whenever there is a there is the existence of different layers which are differ in their optical density. Optical density means the speed of light is different in different layers. The process taking place is called refraction. Okay, so refraction is simply the movement of light from a denser medium to rarer medium or rarer medium to denser medium, where optical density is different. Okay, so because of this, again, atmospheric refraction will be taking place. Okay, so this point is very important. The refraction of light is caused by atmospheric refraction is due to the presence of existence of air in different temperatures. Temperature means cooler air is there, hotter air is there. Okay, so under normal circumstances, the air which is in the upper atmosphere means high. They are considered as optically rarer medium, and which is exists at the bottom portion. Generally, we can say that they are optically denser medium. And because of this difference in optical densities, different phenomenon is taking place in atmosphere. One among that is twinkling of stars. How twinkling of stars will be taking place? Anyone can say this is ultimately the reason is due to atmospheric refraction. It is due to you have to specify the word. It is due to the refraction of stars light. Okay, stars light. When the light is coming from a star, which is enters the Earth's atmosphere, then what will happen? That light undergo diffraction. Why? Sorry, refraction. Why refraction taking place? Because different layers of atmosphere, optical density is different. Okay, so different altitude, the refraction of light takes place, and the atmosphere is continuously changing. It is not necessary that every time optically rarer to denser and denser. So every time it is keep on changing. Then so that means the refraction also taking place momentary. Optical density means difference in the speed of light in different transparent medium. It is directly related to speed of light. If the speed of light is more, that medium is said to be optically denser medium. Sorry, speed of light is more, that means it is optically rarer medium. Light is more. For example, when we compare air and glass, air is called optically rarer medium, okay, where the speed of light is more, and glass the speed of light is less, so it is called optically denser medium. Sachi, you understood? Okay. The star light when the star's light is reaching on earth, it undergoes refraction many a times. Because of this reflection, because of this twinkling of stars takes place. One more phenomenon which takes place because of atmospheric refraction. What is that phenomenon? Advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. What does it mean? When we can see the sun about 2 minutes before the actual sunrise. आपको अगर माउंट आबू में आप माउंट आबू कभी गया या कन्याकुमारी गया, वहां पे सनराइज और सनसेट अच्छे से देख सकते हैं। दोनों जगह पे मेरे एक्सपीरियंस है। सो एक्चुअली जितनी टाइम में सनराइज होना चाहिए उसी के 2 मिनट पहले सनराइज हम देख सकते हैं। किसी को एक्सपीरियंस है सनराइज देखते हुए? अच्छा, सो देखा है किसी ने सनराइज और सनसेट? ये पर्टिकुलर जगह मैंने नाम इसलिए बोला है क्योंकि ये दोनों जगह फेमस है इसीलिए। हाँ ठीक है, वेरी गुड। तो इस तरह से जो एक्चुअल सनसेट है ना, एक्चुअल सनसेट होने के बाद 2 मिनट्स के बाद ही हम सनसेट दिखता है हमें। दिस इज ऑल्सो ड्यू टू द सेम रीजन। ओके, तो सबसे पहले वाला मैं एक्सप्लेन कर लूंगी। व्हेन द सन इज स्लाइटली अबव द होराइजन, then sunlight is coming from less denser air to more denser air, isn't it? Less denser air there, and it is coming to the more denser air. So then refraction will be taking place. Okay, so because of this, we can see sunrise 2 minutes before the actual sunrise, and we can see sunset 2 minutes after the actual sunset. These are the two phenomena, natural phenomena, which takes place due to refraction of light. And the next topic is, please tell again. So, actual sunset reason you want to again. So, for example, when the sun is slightly above the horizon, then the sun's light coming from less denser air to more denser air. Less denser air means that horizon portion. Sun is supposed to coming from a less denser portion to more denser portion when we are considering atmosphere. Less denser to more denser. So it undergo refraction downwards as it is passes through the atmosphere. No need of writing this much detail. You remember this much. When the sun is slightly above the horizon, the sun's light coming from less denser medium to more denser medium. Because of this, atmospheric refraction takes place and the sun appears to be raised above the horizon when actually it is slightly above the horizon. Okay, so it simply means less denser medium to rarer, less denser medium to more denser medium, or rarer medium to denser medium. Sun's light is coming, the refraction process takes place. Because of this, advanced sunrise is there, and because of the similar reason, there is a delayed sunset. I hope it is little bit more clear to you, Karthikeya. Simply you understood this much. There is a difference in optical density of two different layers from where the sun is coming up. This is the reason. Now, scattering of light. Let us think about the next topic, scattering of light. And scattering of light means throw the light in various directions, throwing of light in various directions. So I will give you one example. Suppose you are in a dark room. There is a very small prism is not coming there, scattering, Karthikeya. It is little different. Okay, suppose it is a dark room where all the windows, the doors are closed, tightly closed, and only there is one small hole at the roof of the room, small hole. When the sun is rising, at that time you can see that the light is coming through the small hole. Okay, so and in that path of the light, you can see that it is in the form of a cone. And in this path of light, maybe you have the experience. When the light is coming through this path, you can see that so much minute, smaller particles are dancing in this cone of light. Anybody have seen this kind of? Anybody have this experience? No, I am asking. Anybody have this experience? किसी ने feel किया है? Very good, very good. हाँ, ठीक है. So this cone is known, and this cone, this is known under the name of the scientist who discovered this phenomenon. The scientist who discovered the phenomenon is Tyndall. Okay, scattering of light. Dispersion of light means splitting of white light into 7 colors when it passes through a prism, triangular prism. It is called a dispersion. Scattering means there is no splitting of light taking place, only scattering of light. जब भी हम ये होल के थ्रू जो लाइट आते हैं ना, उसमें भी वो 7 कलर्स है, बट वो लेकिन वो पर्टिकुलर जगह में नहीं आ रहे, पूरी स्कैटर करके, पूरी स्कैटरी करके हमें दिखता है. इट इज नोन अंडर द नेम स्कैटरिंग, स्कैटरिंग ऑफ लाइट. ठीक है, जैसे हम एक पूरी 1 fist full ऑफ मार्बल्स, वो हम इमेजिन करो वो थ्रो कर रहे हैं हम लोग फ्लोर में. ये मार्बल अलग अलग जगह पे डायरेक्शन में वो स्कैटर हो जाते हैं, डिस्पर्स हो जाते हैं. स्कैटरिंग में डिस्पर्स वर्ड यूज नहीं कर रही हूँ. ये जो मार्बल्स है वो अलग अलग जगह में जाता है. Exactly, this is happening during scattering of light. Okay, it is simply called throw the light in various directions. Dispersion means splitting. White light splits into various components like a Vibgyon, violet, indigo. These all 7 colors will be there in that phenomenon, dispersion. I hope Saurav understood the concept, difference between scattering and dispersion. Okay. Tyndall effect means this particular effect, scattering of light, is simply known under the name Tyndall effect because it is due to the name of the scientist Tyndall. And what is Tyndall effect? The scattering of light by the particles in its path is called the Tyndall effect. Scattering of light by the particles coming into its path. जैसे लाइट आते हैं उसके बीच में जितनी भी पार्टिकल आते हैं उसी पार्टिकल पे ये लाइट आ जाते हैं फिर वो स्कैटर हो जाते हैं. This phenomenon is called the Tyndall effect. So see, Tyndall, name of the scientist who discovered this phenomenon. Okay, so now what are the different factors on which this Tyndall effect? जो पार्टिकल हमें दिखते, एक मिनट मैं उसकी कुछ पढ़ लेती हूँ. जो पार्टिकल हमें दिखता है उस कौन में वो लाइट स्कैटर करते हैं क्या? हाँ, एग्जैक्टली. कोई भी पार्टिकल वो लाइट के जो पाथ में आ जाते हैं वो सारे ये रिफ्लेक्टिंग मीडियम, जैसे एक्चुअली प्रोसेस क्या होता है स्कैटरिंग में, लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट होता है जो पार्टिकल उसमें आ जाते हैं. इसी को बोलते हैं स्कैटरिंग ऑफ लाइट. Okay, so when you know that when in the atmosphere also two different types, this scattering of light depends on size of the particle. Okay, and scattering let us consider the particles in the atmosphere. Atmosphere में क्या क्या particles है? Gases है, कभी दिख नहीं सकते हम लोग, जैसे कि ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन, water vapor, these all gases are there which are not visible to us. Okay, this is coming under one category. There are some other particles which are also coming under the second category, which is also present in the atmosphere. Which are they? Some dust particles are there, carbon particles are there. Okay, so these particles are visible. Okay, so these particles are actually suspended. Suspended means they are existing in the atmosphere. Okay, so they are larger. Okay, so they are larger particles. When we compare the size, these particles are larger compared to the particles of gases. So the color of the scattering light depends on size of the particle. If the particles are fine, बहुत छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल है, जैसे कि ऑक्सीजन, ये सब है, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन, ये सब छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल है that is not visible to our naked eye. These particles scatter the light with longer wavelength. Longer wavelength means which color has longer wavelength? Wavelength ज्यादा कौन सी कलर? चैट बॉक्स में लिख लो. वेवलेंथ ब्लू कलर है या रेड कलर है?
रेड.
वेरी गुड. ओके, मैंने अभी देखा है, सच, करेक्ट. सो जो भी वेवलेंथ के, व्हेन वी कंसीडर द विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम, इट इज लाइक दैट. when the fine particles can scatter mainly fine, so particles are very small in size. जो वेवलेंथ सबसे कम है, किस कलर को कम वेवलेंथ है?
वायलेट.
वायलेट नहीं, दो एक्सट्रीम होता है ना, वीव जी, और that means violet in one extreme, red in another extreme. So which color is violet is there? But is violet is visible to us as violet? Which color is visible to us? Visible, जो हम देख सकते हैं वो कौन सी कलर है? Blue. Not blue color. Very good. We can see only blue color. Okay, so when small particles on small particles scattering of light takes place, it appears in blue color. Okay, when the particles are larger in size, particle इतना बड़ा होता है, scattered light में भी ये सारे कलर मिक्स करके फ्यूजन करके व्हाइट कलर दिखता है. Okay, the symbol what I want to say that scattering of particle, if the scattering depends on size of the particle, if the size is very large, size of the particle is very large, the scattered light appears as white only. Correct? And if the particles are very fine, the scattered light appears in blue color. This is all about the scattering of light. Okay. Now another question, or the answer is also there in the same theory. Why the color of the sky is blue? Why the color? It is also due to the same phenomenon. Atmospheric refraction, the color which has shorter wavelength, which is coming, which is visible to us. That's why sky appears blue. Then color of the sunrise and sunset, which color is there, sunrise and sunset, orangish red color is there, it is also same phenomenon is same. These all are the natural phenomenon which takes place in the atmosphere. Okay, let us see some slides related to this topic. Why? Because in this particular topic, if you can see the video, understanding will be more. Okay, so let us see that video. For that, I am sharing my screen. So this is the end of the chapter, you know that. Okay, the chapter is over. So you can start writing the question answer related to this portion, because some topics are deleted. So that is not included in our syllabus. Okay, so that topic,
मैं मतलब वो आई वाला नहीं पढ़ना ना?
नहीं पढ़ना है, ठीक है। मे बी ये आई वाला आप लोग बायोलॉजी में पढ़ा होगा ना कभी, या इसी साल है क्या पिछले साल था, कुछ आइडिया है? एग्जैक्टली स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ आइस वगैरह आप लोग कोई क्लास में पढ़ा है क्या बायोलॉजी में?
हम शायद 7th या 8th में पढ़ा था।
9th में नहीं पढ़ा था?
नहीं
अच्छा, 9th में नहीं पढ़ा था, ठीक है।
मैम 8th क्लास में चैप्टर था ना मैम, ये
चैप्टर है ना, सो इसीलिए वो नहीं दिखता है, वो इसीलिए होगा इस बार वो कम कर दिया है। तो अपन स्कैटरिंग ऑफ लाइट एक बार देख लेते हैं, ठीक है। I think it is visible to everyone.
The sun sends forth its soft orange rays and drives away the night, heralding a brand new dawn. And as it climbs the sky, it burns bright and yellow, lifting up your spirits. And
you can look at the time which is already mentioned. You can look at the time which is mentioned in one corner. Okay, now it is 6 a.m. Okay, now gradually the time is increasing. You can see the change.
The sun sends forth its soft orange rays and drives away the night, heralding a brand new dawn. And as it climbs the sky, it burns bright and yellow, lifting up your spirits and giving you new strength. You witness this sight every day, but have you noticed that the most dramatic color change happens when the sun is either overhead or at the horizon? Click Overhead Sun to learn why the sky looks blue when the sun is right above your head. When the sun is overhead, its light comes straight towards the earth. When sunlight passes through the Earth's atmosphere, it strikes gas molecules in the air. Blue, indigo, and violet lights from the visible spectrum, VIBGYOR, have shorter wavelengths. The tiny gas molecules easily absorb these wavelengths and then re-emit them in different directions. This phenomenon is called the scattering of light. Only the light components of higher wavelengths, such as yellow, red, and orange, reach the Earth directly without getting scattered. This direct light makes the sun appear yellow, because yellow light is more intense than the other components. On the other hand, the scattered blue light gives the sky its color. Okay, so the sky looks blue because gas molecules scatter the sun's blue light. But what happens in the morning and the evening? Click Sun at Horizon to learn why the sky turns orange when the sun rises and sets. At the horizon, Sunlight has to travel a much longer distance through the Earth's atmosphere to reach us. So, it strikes many more gas molecules on its way. The blue components of light get scattered so many times that none of it reaches us on Earth. Only the lights of higher wavelengths make their way to the Earth. This is why both the sky and the sun appear red and orange when the sun is at the horizon. Note that the sun is at the horizon twice in a day, once at sunrise and then during sunset.
So I hope it is clear to you. It is simply means that when the sun is in overhead, so you can see that most of the colors are scattered, so we can't see a particular color. And when the sun is in the horizon, what will happen? Those wavelength which has longer wavelength, light which has color which has longer wavelength, they only capable of reaching on Earth. And those colors which has shorter wavelength, they scattered, already they have scattered and they did not reach on the Earth. Because of that only, during the sunrise and sunset that takes place at the horizon, sun appears in orangish red. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. This is all about the phenomenon which is related to sunrise and sunset. Okay, it is related to scattering of light. Okay, so let us think about a Tyndall effect. What is Tyndall effect?
Tyndall effect. The Tyndall effect, named after physicist John Tyndall.
You can mention the name of the scientist John Tyndall. John Tyndall, who discovered the phenomenon, that scattering of light. That's why it is called the Tyndall effect. John Tyndall.
Involves the scattering of light by finely suspended particles in something such as in colloid. This effect is also referred to as Tyndall scattering. Let's demonstrate the Tyndall effect. We'll begin by filling all 3 beakers with the distilled water. In the first, we'll leave just the water. In the second, we'll dissolve a spoonful of sugar. And in the other, we'll stir a few drops of milk. First, we'll shine through the beaker containing only the water. Although we cannot see the light beam as it is passing through the water, we'll be able to see it as it emerges unchanged from the other side. Now we'll shine our laser through the second beaker containing the sugar solution. Once again, we cannot see the beam as it passes through the solution, but we are able to see it as it emerges from the other side, again unchanged. Finally, we'll shine our laser through the third beaker, which has milky water. In this case, we are able to clearly see the light beam as it passes through the liquid. This appearance of a light beam passing through a liquid is the result of Tyndall effect. What is happening to the light beam? Let's take a closer look at what's in each beaker so that we'll have a better understanding. In distilled water, any particles are too small to obstruct the path of light as it passes through, meaning we won't be able to see the beam. A solution, such as a sugar solution we made, is a homogeneous mixture made up of only one phase. In this form, the solute, in this case the sugar, will dissolve in the solvent, in this case the water, and take on the characteristics of the solvent, meaning once again we won't be able to see the light hitting anything. A colloid, however, has 2 phases, the dispersed phase, which is the milk particles, and the dispersion medium, which is the water. In the colloid, light will scatter in different directions due to the dispersed particles. but in water and in true solutions such as a sugar solution, it will pass through without being scattered. The Tyndall effect is used in identifying whether a liquid is a solution or a colloid. Summary. The Tyndall effect involves the scattering of light as a
So we can summarize it in this way. Ninth class, we have learned that solutions are classified into three categories: true solution, colloid, and suspension. So true solutions are obtained when some soluble substances are added in water, like sugar, salt, etc. And the particle size is very small, 1 nanometer. It is less than 1 nanometer. But when we come to the next type of solution, that is colloid, the particle range is, size of the particle is between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. So that means the particle size is big enough to scatter the light. Okay. So in suspension also the particle size is large comparison with the colloid. So in general, we can say that if the solutions are coming under the category colloid or suspension. Colloid example is paint, milk. These all are coming under the category colloid. Okay. And suspension, starch solution is coming under the category suspension. So milk of magnesia, this is also coming under the category suspension that we are using for reducing the acidity in stomach and acids. So in all these cases, we can see that the particle size is large. If the particle size is large, then only the scattering will be taking place. Otherwise, the particle size is very small, scattering will not be takes place. So this is the summary of this experiment. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. Tyndall effect, simple meaning is two things we want to understand. First of all, John Tyndall, name of the scientist who discovered this phenomenon. Second is scattering of light is due to the reflection of light on particles which are present in the path of the light. So this is all about scattering of light. Okay. Now, if you wish, we can see that atmospheric refraction once few minutes it will require. So atmospheric refraction, this video is very good one. So that's we want to show you this also. It will not take much time. Okay.
Atmospheric refraction. Atmospheric refraction is a term that refers to the change in the path of light as it travels through the air of our atmosphere. Atmospheric refraction causes some interesting phenomena, such as apparent sunrise and sunset, and the twinkling of stars. Due to atmospheric refraction, we see the sun a little before the actual sunrise, and then continue to see a little after the actual sunset. Let's look at how this phenomena works. When the sun is just below the horizon, its rays of light will pass from a less dense layer of the atmosphere to denser layer. As this happens, they will bend towards the normal, an imaginary line perpendicular to the layer of atmosphere. This bending continues at all atmospheric layers. When the refracted light finally reaches our eyes, we perceive the ray as being a straight line, creating an illusion that the sun is already above the horizon, while in actuality, it is still below the horizon. The same phenomena of atmospheric refraction explains the sun's apparent position above the horizon when it has already dropped below the horizon. Atmospheric refraction also causes the sun and moon to appear larger when they are at horizon. When the sun is high in the sky, there is less refraction, so it appears smaller. During the night, stars appear to twinkle, while in reality they do not. The cause of this apparent twinkling is due to atmospheric refraction. As light rays from the stars travel through the layers of our atmosphere, they bend towards the normal. The change in the densities of air in the path of light makes the stars appear to continually shift from their position and gives an impression of flickering which we refer to as twinkling. Summary. Atmospheric refraction is the
So this is all about the atmospheric refraction. So now I am coming back to our class. So these are the small topics related to this chapter, okay? Small topics. These all are small topics, but all these are coming very important for the examination point of view as reasoning type questions.